Hey, good morning, family. Good morning, God's people. What another glorious and wonderful day it is. And I'm excited about today. I'm excited about the potential that today holds. The good things that God may choose to bestow upon me and bestow upon us today is so full of just potential and possibilities that we never know what each day is going to bring. What new revelations and new promises and new blessings that God has in store for this day. So I'm excited to see him work his power in me and in us today. I was watching these guys do some work on this roof, and I was thinking back to my time in the field, as they say. Today, by the grace of God, I'm not necessarily the one on the roof pulling off shingles and nailing and tarping and carrying all the waste to the dumpster and things like that. But there was a time, there was a time that I was that guy. And so, a lot of the times when I speak, I talk about some of the areas where I've fallen short, where I missed it, where I took for granted some of the blessings of the Lord and the people and situations he put in my life. But there's also, some areas where I can look back and say, I know what the Lord was doing in that, and I did step up and answer the call. In my youth, even as a teenager, I would do labor-intensive work for different people, men of God that went to our church or who were friends of the family, who had businesses, and they would even trashmen, picking up trash or cleaning offices or digging ditches, light construction, most of the time just as a laborer. And I do recall, that the report that would be sent back about me was Marcus is a really good worker. And that's something I always took pride in, that if I get a job, if I'm on a job, that I'm going to do the very best job that I can do. And I realized that, the Lord was working in me a sense of workmanship, even as a young man, as a teenager, that any task that was assigned to me, that I did take it seriously and did put my best foot forward. And it reminded me of the story of a young David in the Bible, where he when he went to the front lines to take his brother's supplies, one of his older brothers said to him, "What are you doing here? I know why you're here. You're here because you're big-headed and you want to seem important. But what did you do with those few sheep that you were supposed to be taking care of?" He said that in a way to diminish David. But David had a good report about those few sheep. So let me tell you, and I'm kind of converging the story a little bit. Let me tell you how I handled those few sheep. When a bear came and tried to attack those few sheep that were left in my care, I snatched that bear by its beard and I ripped the sheep out of his mouth and saved that sheep's life. And when a lion came and tried to attack these sheep that I had in my care, I grabbed his mouth and I ripped him open and I pulled that sheep out of that lion's mouth. I took care of those sheep, those few sheep that were my responsibility. I did what the Lord required of me with those few sheep. And because of that, the Lord said that David was a man after his own heart. What we do with the few, with the little, it determines what we're going to do in the greater things. God says, how can I trust you or entrust you with bigger responsibilities or bigger blessings or bigger finances or a larger influence when you can't take care of these few sheep that I asked you to take care of? But David's report was different. I can tell you what I did with those few sheep. I took care of those sheep. I honored the Lord with those sheep. So I'm going to ask you, what have you done with those few sheep?